Sometimes life lets you down and you feel that you are done. You just wanna mourn and run because the fun is all gone. But sometimes life makes you proud when you look far and wide, when you leave the pain behind and see the brighter side. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you. Sometimes life makes you blind and you choose something bad. You just wanna cry and hide and save your face from the crowd. But sometimes life makes you see the beauty in you and me. When you look up above, there is God and there is love. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new. We're here to help you see the newness of life. We're here to help you feel your hope is so real. You got the power to see. We'll help you see the new you. TNC gives you inspiration. TNC reignites your passion. TNC starts your transformation. TNC helps you see the new you.
The new channel. The new channel.
The views, opinions, and insights expressed in the following show are those of the hosts, producers, guests, and viewers. They do not necessarily reflect the position of the channel. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning. Welcome to the new channel. Welcome to the 7th season of HR Hotline. We are here to help you see the new you. This is Jesse Francis Rebustillo, your host to this wonderful program, the HR Hotline. Yes, it is a wonderful day, and I had a week break because it is regular. It is required for us to have a 1 week break after each season. Isn't it wonderful? HR Hotline is already on its 7th season, and the new channel is celebrating its 1 week, 1 year celebration. So we even have a 7-day live streaming of shows of more than 9 to 15 of May. And then there will be a 24-hour non-stop live stream on May 15. I even invited my cousin to officiate a mass at 7 o'clock on May 15. Join us. Join us. Then it is a one remarkable celebration. It's an idea. It's one community. I would like to thank God for this wonderful grace. Just very personal for me. I am 64 years old and I have given this opportunity to be on live stream. We have me and my mom, and that will be on May 15, on Saturday, this coming Saturday. As I was saying, I would like to thank the guests, all my guests from Secretary Bello down to the guests that we have now. And I would like to thank the initiative of Mr. Sergeant Lloyd Luna and Miss Anna Manansala for giving me this opportunity that I am on live stream. Oh, by the way, the director is flashing events that will happen on May 15. This is PINC 2021, Pink 21, from 8:30 after the Mass to 11:30. I think these are guests coming from the Makati Rotary. No, it's not Rotary. JCI Club. Okay, so I would like to thank that this is a venue for HR Hotline. One is to really inspire people. One is really to share. This is actually paying back. And one actually is supporting the advancement of the HR practice and profession. Actually, it is something that is demanding. It takes a lot of your time. But after every episode, I will call my best friend, family, and there is that feeling of accomplishment. A feeling of you have contributed to the community. The time frame is not really so conducive. I am actually competing with the TV lunchtime shows. But after the show, there are HR leaders watching. I am following my statistics. I have around 350 to 500 participants. A community that really it's interested to the human resource management. And it's nice. At least we are planting a seed. We are trying to inspire them to see their new you, changing the mindset, which was actually my theme. So thank you, Lloyd. Thank you, Anna Manansala, for this opportunity, for this privilege. It is sometimes demanding. You take a lot of effort, but the feeling of accomplishment in the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the feeling of self-actualization, that who am I? But I contribute in whatever way to the advancement of the HR profession. If it is something that is opposed to your viewpoints, then you learn about it. It's still information. If it is something that is new, then lo and behold, we're seeing the new you. You would like to change lives here. By the way, before I introduce the topic for today, I would like to thank the People Management Association of the Philippines with this book, Workpedia. It's a nice book. I received it 2 evenings ago. It's actually a compilation of the accomplishments of the past 7 years, of the president's past 7 years. Kasi what is here in here are what you call the annual reports of presidents. So it's actually not only the president but the trustees. So I am actually in the middle of the book, and I love it because my color is blue, and then I love it because I'm one of those presidents that really had what you call a message. A message. Some maybe they missed it. And then also, I have here the PMAP Board of Trustees. I miss them. Bonnie, Paz, Marvin, Adolfo, Agnes, Alcacid, I miss you. Then, of course, Penny Buganto were together the other day. Jack Fedelizo, Michelle Gutze, Michelle Garcia, Ellen Folidio is now the Vice President of PMAP. My dear friend Dinah, we were together in Bangkok. Then, of course, Jocelyn Pick, a dear friend of mine. Then, Vilma Valera. You can see her singing in the social media. And then, of course, Nainit. Then we have Jelani. And we have Dr. Nilo. May he rest in peace. Then, of course, Obet Policarpio and Mr. Renene, the one who really initiated this. And then my mentee, my mentor, Mr. Rick Avadesco. Would you believe that? That in my board, Attorney Pilar, my idol, who is now actually the CEO, the president of Makati Med, she's with me. And of course, I miss my mommy, Lucila Tariela, and my dear, dear friend, Grace Sata. So it's a wonderful board. It's a wonderful, what do you call this? Trustees, group of trustees. And you know what is actually what I'm proud of? I am one of the presidents in PMAP wherein I have a complete roster of presidents. In 2016, it was wonderful. There were many first. You know, I was the National Conference Chairman in 2015. Usually in PMAP, the Vice President is the chair of the National Conference. And it was also, that was when Mr. Obet Policarpio was president. Then during my presidency, it was Leo Lor who was the chairman of the National Conference. But you know what is actually wonderful with the chair? We invited Dave Ulrich. And that was the right timing. The time that Dave Ulrich was still, what do you call this? Able to travel. So that is actually, we had a C-suite in the morning. A lot of them were there. And then we had what we call the conference in the afternoon. We have around 2 to 3 hours with Dave Ulrich. And you know, he's the guru in human resource management. Anyways, for this inaugural 7th season, I am one of those that I have that agile mindset. You have to be creative, innovative, and inventive. Oh, let's not discuss that. It's just for you to try to know what are the difference of being creative, being innovative, and being inventive. I do that when I cook adobo. I do that when I am doing my plants. So even here in HR Hotline, I am trying to adapt that mindset. So this time, I would like to talk about how do the young people look at work. I was just thinking it was just May 1. It passed away. It just passed on. No more of those, what they call this, street uh, manifestations of labor groups. More, what I really, it's not funny, but it is so nice. Uh, May 1 was celebrated in the social media with Saint Joseph. Would you believe that? Less of the endo or the rights of workers, but people were exchanging about Saint Joseph the laborer. I loved it. And I remember in our, I am still a barrio boy, although I didn't grow there, uh, in in Mendez, Ponso, Pulangi, Albay. We have a chapel, and the chapel is dedicated to Saint Joseph the Worker. Now, let's go back to the topic. So it was May 1, and I was thinking, what do the youth think about work? Because all of us are talking about the future of work. All of us. We're so articulate. Maarte na makulit pa. On what will be the learning and development, the future of learning and development, the future of... But we don't actually look into the people who's going to be there. Of course, I have that module in my leadership webinars on managing the multi-generational workforce. The Zillennials are actually in the workforce already. As I researched, it's now between 6 years old to 24 years old. So if you have guys working with you 18, 20, 24, these are already Zillennials. That is not considering the millennials that you have working with you, and some of them are already in the supervisory position. And of course, you have actually what I consider a concern in this multi-generational workforce, which is the X generation. And then, of course, the fun guys like me who are actually the baby boomers. And if the owners are actually in the 70s, you still have the traditional. So you have around 5 generations. Now let us go into the Zillennials. I invited a dear friend of mine. She is so young. Not even in college yet. Not even in college yet. When I met her, she was still a toddler, and I have pictures that can show that I was still carrying and she was still sitting on my lap. Now she's a young lady. She's actually a graduating student in Santa Scholastica's Westgrove. What really amazes me is that she comes from a well-to-do family, but she is so natural and she is so, what do you call this, specially special, but a regular guy. Balanced. And then lately, sometimes I stalk in her. She's a VJ. I tried to research what is the difference between a VJ and an RJ. Mr. Jacinto is an RJ, is a radio jockey. A VJ is a video jockey. So she's young, and I would like to ask her. Now let me have this as an input. You know, when I talk with Femery and coming up with the framework on talent development, we always have to start on the discovery stage. And this is, you will ask me, even Berlo, my son, was asking me, why are you going to have that as a topic? Because I would like to share this with all the HR and all the leaders, that at this onset, this early, when you are looking into your succession planning, into your workforce planning, into your, what do you call this, culture, You have to zero it in on the people that will be joining you. And this is what is missed by people in HR. HRM, Human Resource Management, which is actually founded now on talent management. And talent management, the one is actually integrating it is talent development. And talent development starts with the person's discovery of himself. A lot of people in the acquisition or in the recruitment function in an organization misses that. Which is why learning and development, the onboarding or the training, it takes a lot of effort. Because if you are competency based, you must be able to already have assessed that individual, if that individual will really suit the culture of the organization. Oh, if you cannot actually follow me, PM me, then I'll do a webinar for that in your in your organization. I'm doing that. So it's actually trying to see how they feel so that we will know what will be our strategies. Or diba HR, we are being forced to think about the future. And it is actually 5 years from now. And this is actually what will happen to our invited guest. 5 years from now, she's working. Ladies and gentlemen, I had a lengthy introduction. Let us welcome VJ Nicole Drew.
Wow, thank you for inviting me, Sir Jesse.
It is my pleasure because
It-
it's actually something that is new.
It is one astonishing introduction, I would have to say. Applause. Bravo.
Okay, now, one, I mentioned that you are a VJ. What is that all about? What do you do? What do you do as a
Okay.
VJ?
Actually, Sir Jesse, peking VJ po ako. Because VJ is actually a video jockey. So what video jockeys do is they introduce music videos. Kaso ako po, hindi po ako nag-introduce ng music videos. Self-proclaimed VJ lang po talaga ako. Nag-ano lang po ako, nag-interview ng mga guests sa online radio show namin.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. At your age, you are doing something, and it is. I don't know if it is already entrepreneurial that you are gaining from it, but at least you are doing something that can later on be your work.
Yes,
If you will be interested in that. So I know that you are still a student. Tell us your student life before we continue with our topic. So.
my student life, it ended last week. Last 2
Oh
weeks ago.
my God.
Yes, it ended last 2 weeks ago.
So you are now a graduate?
No, not yet. Stop muna. It's still resting po, summer. So, I'm
You graduated from grade 12.
grade 11.
Grade 11. So you're
So,
an
stop
incoming
muna. Grade 12.
grade 12. Very, very good. And then that is why you are working. So what keeps you busy these days?
Oh, keeps me busy these days. Skill hunting. More than job hunting, I would like to say. Skill hunting, wherein
I like that. I like
skill
that.
hunting
Thank
more
you.
than job hunting. Because, ano po, I'd like to enhance my skills more than look for my job. Because dun po sa skills ko, I think that I could find my job there. I would find my interests in there.
Goodness! You see that? I am learning from you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not anymore job hunting. My God, Nicole, I just did a talk to HR, actually more than 1,000 HR graduating students. I did a talk to an exclusive school on what you call this interviewing skill. I did a video for a Bulacan school on how to come up with a resume. So everybody is actually job hunting it's only this time that I should actually include that in my talks. Skills
Skill
hunting.
hunting.
Because
Yes.
with the skills that is actually, I don't know if you know that competencies are knowledge, skills, and attitude. Okay,
Oh,
so you are already developing the one at the center, which is actually skills, and it is, my God, family will love this. It is actually not led by anybody, but it is self-led by you.
yes.
My God, this early we are learning from you. So you are skills hunting because you had that statement, Nicole. When you do that, that can be your job already. Am I
Yes.
right?
Because
Ay,
you're good at it
God.
already.
Diyos ko, I will not ask kung kanino ka nagmana, kay daddy mo, o kay mami mo, kay lola mo, o kay lolo mo. My God, I don't know if these are your teachers in Saint Scholastica. Nako, very good school. So you are skills hunting. So what are these? Actually, these are competencies. So tell us, what are you hunting now? What is it that you're
Okay.
looking down?
Actually, there's a lot of skills that I've hunted down already, and one of that is hosting po. Hosting, doing basic house chores, pagsasaing, paglalaba ng sariling, undergarments, and then marami po, cooking, the basic things in the house. Since nasa pandemic nga po tayo. So it's more on just in case for college or in for job hunting, for when you're in your job and you have to separate homes, I would know na on how to do, basic things to
So that
keep
is
me
wonderful,
clean.
Nicole. You mean to tell me that at this early stage, you know that you need skills which you will use. Actually, these are competences. Kaya ba pagsaing, you're not really supposed to, unless you're going to be a chef, you're not going to be
Yes.
pagsaing, but the process, the patience, the skill that you get in pagsasaing, you will use that when you work. And
Mhm.
you're actually appreciating it now.
Yes. Mhm.
Aber, your Tito Jess will ask you, in all those skills that you are doing, where do you find uh, excellence?
Excellence. Right now po, hosting, not the house chores.
Not the
Hosting.
house chores.
Not the
So
house chores, hosting.
what is it that you get in the house chores?
House
Parang
chores.
I'm doing this parang maturuan natin yung HR.
House chores po, values. I get values from doing house chores.
Give me an example. Sige, I'm trying to squeeze you.
Okay. Go. Squeeze me.
Anong value? Siguro patience. Siguro,
Yes.
what do you call this? Diba,
Discipline.
values. Discipline. Oo nga. Kasi diba you really have, I know you are a well-to-do family. Mas mayamang ka sa akin. But, sigurado, pag alas 10, magsasaing ka. Parang ganon. So, there is the discipline. There is the trigger. Diba? Right. Right. And a lot of actually kids, pardon, mentioning that word, actually must have that, must emulate that. Now, so, let's try muna doon. Sa sayo muna. So, sa
Okay.
tingin mo, naman siguro people, you know people older than you are, people are working. So, sa tingin mo, what makes you different?
Oh, what makes me
What makes
different po? Yes. Actually, everyone is different. But for me, my uniqueness po kasi, I grew up in an environment where there is reality. Kasi I live in a mental health facility po, di ba, Sir
I
Jesse?
know.
It's called One Algon Place Foundation. And not everyone has that kind of home setup. So, living here, I saw the effect of the bad things to the people I see around me. My uniqueness, I started early po doing seminars with you, with mommy, with daddy, and communicating with people, doing PR, doing, the
You're
big
making me
girl
cry.
stuff.
Nakakainis ka, Nicole. You're making me cry. Sige, continue.
The big girls, naiyak na rin po ako. The big girl stuff. So, yun po, learning about mental health and knowing about what the bad things, what the bad doings are, not the bad people. The
I
difference
see.
between the bad doings and the bad people. So, yun po.
Okay. So that I like what you mentioned on your intro. Everybody is unique. Everybody
Unique.
is yes. Everybody is different. So HR people, we have to take note of that statement. That when the Zillennials come into our organizations, they have that mindset that they cannot be in uniforms. They cannot be treated as objects because they think that they are unique people, personalities, persons. Good. And that you really consider your setup because you grew up in a place which is actually different. Okay. So before we have a break, I will try to ask you. So with that setting, and you are now looking for what you call skills hunting, how do you, this will be long, huh? This will be long. You're just going to enter your graduating, your grade 12, and then maybe after 4 years or 5 years, you will be working. So what is your idea of work or working?
Sir Jesse, it would have to be what my parents are doing now. Continuing my family's advocacy and my grandfather's legacy, which is mental health. The One Algon Place Foundation. I see myself working in this place and helping people form their lives back together, helping find their purpose, and yeah, that's it. Giving hope to
Nice,
everyone.
nice. So what you are telling me that just like say if you look at other people, what they're going to do is what it's the environment that they are in,
Mhm.
wherein they are comfortable. It's unlike
Yes.
before, wherein the aspiration is a little bit different from what you are in. Say just like say, yeah, people in the province or actually in sa kabukiran will be
Mhm.
aspiring to be in a air conditioned room doing
Yes.
what you call clerical work. But when
To
they
give
come
hope.
to Manila, they end up as say beggars or laborers or so. So what you mean to tell me, young people nowadays are making sure that in what environment they're in, most likely they will be in that particular type of
Mhm.
work.
To give
Right.
hope.
We really hope. So, okay. So let me ask you, you are going to be working in your facility, but what do you think are you going to study in your postgraduate or in your after grade school, or what jobs or job would you like to do?
Sir Jesse, I like to joke around my 5 course meal. So in my 5 course meal, I have my choices. First, I'd like to be, of course, my parents would want me to be a doctor. Second, I'd want to be a businesswoman like my father. Third, I'd want to take up communications and psychology to understand people. And lastly, to become a teacher for children because I have a heart for children too. A teacher for children with mental illness. And dagdag ko na rin yung YouTube. Mag-YouTube na rin ako para open for all. Ayun
I
po.
see. How nice. So this, I will not ask your age because it may
It's
trigger
okay.
gentlemen to reach out for you. But just imagine at your age, you already, what do you call that? Five career
Five
menu.
course meal. Yes, my 5 course meal.
And then that choice will depend on how you're going to develop as a young woman.
Yes. Still choices.
Is still
Skill
choice.
hunting, kumbaga. Skill
Now
hunting and
let
values
me
hunting.
ask you, where did you get that? Is
Sa
it from
CR
your
po.
parents, school, or is it from the social media?
Actually po, Sir Jesse, when you asked me to be part of this, I was in the CR reflecting. It was already, I was asking God, Lord, ano bang sasabihin ko? And it popped into my idea na 5-course meal. So I think it came from God. The idea came from God. It was out of nowhere po kasi. I think it came from God.
I see. So I can see that there is there is that dimension of spirituality in you.
Yes.
Do you think that is normal now for kids your age, that there is what you call the total dimensions of our spirituality, of mental, of physical, and the heart? You think in your generation do you have that?
I hope. I hope.
Yeah. But
I hope that
because
there will
I
be.
did my research, Nicole. What you are telling me is actually so typical with other young kids now. Because you know that I don't know if you haven't been here. My residence is in front of a basketball court, and sometimes I hear the young ones talking, and then sometimes it really amazes me that despite the fact that we're talking about basketball and anything, they sometimes talk about spirituality. And then I got just heard it from you. Is it something that is uh, common in the youth now, or is just about the pandemic? What can you say about it?
Well, I think po spirituality kasi it's in every one of us eh. No, youth, the adults and everyone. I think it's normal na because of also the pandemic, the effect of pandemic na we all became appreciative, we all turned into God because it's like we're all losing hope. And I hope nga po that it's the effect of the pandemic and it would continue forward more. So, ayun po.
Yeah. Kasi yun nga, I noticed. Kasi I am just trying to discern that HR and the leaders, when they try now to invite you, to recruit you to work, they have to look at that the people coming in, it's actually unique individuals, and maybe because of the social media and because of what happened, the dimensions are really developed properly, di ba? Kasi I'm very sure you do some physical thing. Physical gym, or what do you do?
Yes.
So you do Zumba maybe, or what do you do? What do you actually do?
Sometimes I would
It's just,
play sports, I would play drums, I would jump ropes or do anything physical, fitness po.
of course. Then the other one is that you have mental because you're a VJ. That is
Yes.
actually demanding. And now, what you just said, you're spiritual. And then I'm very sure you have friends and you have what you call the heart, no? So
Yes
good.
po.
So what we can see now is we expect people coming in the workforce later on are actually hubog, total individuals, because of what happened and maybe because of the social media. So, diyan na nga naglalabas ang aking ang aking premise that sometimes older generation will think that the people coming in are so full of themselves kasi nga talaga full kayo kasi you have experience.
Siguro din po kasi open-minded po yung generation namin. Kaya po yung topics of the LGBT community, the government, the topics that we don't really talk about, it became more, became more visual, it became more open because we need to really talk about it. And our generation wants everyone to be one, everyone's equality. Nga po, nauuso ngayon yung equality. So I think that's
Wow! Hindi lang ako nakikita ng isang taga-Saints Isko, Iska. Nakikita ko ang isa talagang batang. Because I have nieces your age. And then they're like that. They're like that. Yung parang noon, na parang people are not really so keen and not so really involved on the current, people now are very much involved and you are there. And it cuts across, It's cut across. It's not only here in Manila, di ba? Actually, hindi ka naman Milenio. You are from the province because you are in Cabuyao. So actually,
yes.
and even people in Visayas. I have what do you call this? That the sons and daughter of Louis Moro of Bacolod. Very like you. Very like you. Ma-articulate, maarte and makulit. And when they're very much into sports, and then they have something to say. Ay, when I am with her. Yung anak ni Jules Rendon, in Mindanao. So nakikita ko, what is funny because it's a paradox. It's typical, but it is special. So what is typical in all of you, it is something special because the typical is unique. Diba? It's a paradox. It's a paradox. Okay, we'll have more conversation kasi magagalit ang acting director. Let's have the first break. Okay, wonderful conversation, Nicole. We'll go back. We'll come back. Direct, and we have the first break. They reckon we have the posters that you are supposed to show to our viewers, one of which are the various shows in TNC. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating our 1 year anniversary. We are now 1 year. TNC is 1 year, and we have these shows. What you have to do is just visit the page of the new channel so that you can watch. This is actually from Mondays to Sundays. Anyway, let's go back to Nicole. Direct, can we go back to Nicole? Yes, Nicole, can we have you back?
Hello.
I was just thinking, Nicole, next time I'm going to invite a couple of other young guys so that we can have a conversation here.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
No
your tito is so articulate. I would like to just look into that what we discussed earlier about the skills that you are hunting, and then the qualities that you are actually you have what you have now. Now, if you ask me, what do you expect, say, after in the future? If ever you're going to work, not in your facility, what do you expect should an organization be? What do you have in mind? Ano kaya ang...
Expectations.
What is that? What are your expectations? Yes, what are your expectations if ever you're going to work?
Going to work.
From an organization, or from their bosses, or from the leaders in that organization. I'm just curious.
My expectations. Honestly po, like what I said kanina, everyone is unique. I do not know who will be my boss. I don't know
Yes.
what will happen to me in the future. But I hope that opportunities come. And if ever that comes, I would just be present po. Be present and use my values in it. That's my
No,
expectation lang po.
so I'm getting where you're coming from. So you don't have any other expectations from the other end. It's you who would like
It's me.
to. It's you. Oh, I
It's me.
love that.
Not
I
the
am.
people. Kasi po, the job is a job eh. And you would have to work with the team. And you would have to work with them. So if you would whine and nothing will happen, the business won't work.
Okay. Pero what is it naman that you can offer? Technology maybe. How good are you with technology now?
My technology is I can work on it. I am honestly po I'm good at it, but I'm not really really good at it.
You're already savvy. You're already savvy.
Yes, yes.
As far as communication is concerned, you have it. As I mentioned, the daughter of Louis, so communication wise, technology wise, you have it there. You have it there. The values, you have it there. And then I'm learning from you. So it is not that we are expecting anything from the organization we're in. They'll have to care for you. They're going to give you the whatever you need. It's the other way. The mindset is the other way around.
Very other.
There's no expectation. It's because you are trying to develop who you are and what you can contribute to the organization.
Yes. Yes po.
OHR, take note from Nicole. We are learning from him. Baka naman we are preparing a lot of everything on what is in our head, but actually that is not. That is true, Nicole. There are times that we prepare all the content, the compensation, and the benefits. At sabihin namin, nagbibigay naman kami ng bigas. Hindi naman appreciated ni Nicole. Nagbibigay naman kami ng uniform, hindi naman appreciated. I think that's it. That is the answer because we already have something already formatted, a template of what you're supposed to give. Then actually, the guys coming in, just Nicole, wala naman yun sa kanila. Am I right, Nicole?
Yes po, exactly.
I see. Then how about yung itong work from home? I know you know about that. So what can you see later on? Anong nakikita mo? You shall organizations still have nice offices or anong nakikita mo when you start working or you just work near in Boracay or in
Iba pa
anong
rin po
idea mo?
kasi. It's like school din po kasi, di ba po, Sir Jesse? It's like school. I'd relate it to school. Sa school kasi mas nakaka-focus, mas nagagawa yung trabaho on time, mas nakikita nung teacher, mas nakikita nung boss yung output ng tao. So I think, I hope sana in the future, yung offices would still be open para mas yung output, yung work, lumaki pa. At gumaling pa.
Naku, hindi kayo pwede magsasabi na may gatas pa ang labi. Kaya, from the mouth of babes. So, ang gustong sabihin talaga, alternative working arrangements talaga. You still have to have venues wherein you have to work. But I think, Nicole, technology should still be there.
Yes.
Technology should be there. Should be there. Kasi kailangan talaga ng ano. Now, I will not ask you anymore about expectations kasi sinabi mo na. You don't have an expectation of the rest.
No,
You're actually developing yourself so that you can tell them. Kaya pala nagsasabi sila. So, what can you say about, have you heard of that student who was trying to be taken and then he refused a job kasi it's only around 30 plus and he's actually demanding a 60 plus job? Mindset na yung mga generation ninyo. Why? How do you look at how do you price yourself, to be blunt about it? How do you value yourself?
Siguro po for that person, he knows his value. He knows his value. Alam niya yon, siya na yon. Pero kung ako po yun, kasi if I'm the breadwinner of my family, I would take that job. Because there would be mas marami pa pong jobs na onting magbigay. So if yun na po yung hinarap sa akin, I would take it. It's an opportunity na din po kasi. You never know what kind of opportunity po yung pupunta sa'yo. And makikita na rin po kasi yung values nyo dun eh. Kung how do you react to it, how will you take it. So personally for me, I would take it.
We are learning from you, Nicole. We are learning. You are not an HR person, but you are still in the grade school. Saint Scholastica is really doing good for you. You have your own opinion on that. Opinion. I really like that. No? Hindi po ito rehearse ang aming question and answer ni Nicole.
Walang script.
Walang script ito. Ginagawa namin. So that's it. So that's how you value. One is, you respect the person. That's how he values himself. But also, if you are in that situation, because of the values that you have, you're going to take it because there are other jobs that have lesser pay. Tama. Now, what do you think will be the jobs that will be interesting when your time comes? Sa tingin mo?
Right now, it's of course the social media. Definitely in the future, I would see it sa technology. Definitely technology. Technology, medicine, kasi this is yung what matters po right now eh. Technology, medicine, and I think those two.
Right. Tumatas ang balahibo ko sa iyo, Nicole. Kasi sometimes if you ask that to graduate, they will not able to answer that. So, gusto sabihin, we have to look into that. So, for those entrepreneurs, for those who are, you have to look into that kasi these are the jobs actually. So, even with organizations, diba? It's not even, I'm being asked to do a webinar, Nicole, on OS. Your mom knows this. That's occupational health and safety. But I was trying to tell them that it's not anymore OS. It's public health. Diba? Kasi everybody is. So, ang gustong sabihin mo, even if it is an IT company, a BPO, dapat there will be more jobs on health. Kasi that is already. And then there will be more jobs on technology. Right. Just like say on HR, you know that your Tito Jess is an HR practitioner. Dapat, siguro sa HR department, mayroon ng taong may technology. Oo nga, kasi ang dami-daming mga apps and systems, nobody's actually using it kasi walang background sa technology. Now, so even yung legal department, di ba, lawyers, dapat maglagay na dyan ng siguro, ng IT person, mag-curate, mag-correct. Yeah, I am learning a lot from you. Now, sa tingin mo, at that time, ano ang dapat tingnan ng mga leaders, ng organizations, ng mga HR sa papasok? Kasi you know it. Now I'm trying to know the qualities that you have, the competencies that you're honing, you're developing now as a student in the grade school. Sa tingin mo, after 5 years, ano kaya ang na-develop mo na dapat yun ang hahanapin ng HR? This is a very difficult question. Pwede ka nang maging Miss Universe nito. You're so beautiful talaga.
You know po, as much as I would want to say skills, I think that, the leader should look into values po. Kasi sayang yung skills kung wala kang values. Gusto mo bang magtrabaho kung wala ka namang respeto dun sa mga taong kasama mo? Gusto mo bang makatrabaho ang isang taong hindi naman Christ-centered or isang taong walang compassion sa isang katrabaho? I think values po talaga ang titingnan ng HR more than the successes of the people. Just like God, di ba po? Just like God. Kasi si God naman po, di ba, titingnan niya lang po kung nagmahal tayo, hindi naman yung ginawa natin eh. Kung aakit po tayo sa heaven. So, ayun po. Values, really.
Kung Nicole, sinuntok mo ako. Kanina sasabihin ko sinampal mo ako. Ngayon sinuntok mo ako. Just imagine all HR people, let us share this with this segment lang. Kasi a lot of people, and I'm still, dapat mag-attend ka sa tinuturuan ko for workplace planning and acquisition. A lot of those attending my webinars are still parang doon sa skills. And then I got what I got from you. You're already doing that. You're actually looking for your skills. So ang gustong sabihin mo, and you're telling us that, oy mga HR, this is actually yung competency-based interview na hindi natin ginagawa ang sinasabi ni Nicole. Nagbulong ako.
Nagbulong.
Yeah. Dapat makikita natin yung attitude, yung values. Kasi nga, ang problema natin after they are in, di ba, the training, the OD, we like to mold that person. Si Nicole is telling us that is what we are going to look, the values. So tumpak itong aking creativity ngayon that I invited somebody who is that person who will be in the workforce 5 years from now. And she's telling us the future is here. Nicole is telling us that if you really would like to have a perfect workforce, look into the values of that person. Diyos ko, yung kanyang example, parang sinuntok ako. Just like God. Sino nagturo sa'yo? Oo nga naman. Pagpasok mo. Pero Nicole, I'm going to tell you, a lot of HR, a lot of leaders, they're looking on how you talk. Is your grammar correct? Hindi naman grammar, it's actually communication that you can be understood. Is it that do you know how to, may mga test pang mathematics, may mga test pang, mayroon pang mga, what do you call that, mga interviewer in there asked to do things. Actually, there are a lot of people are performers. Mm-hmm. You know that, they can perform. Yes. Pero ang sakit naman ng ugali.
Yes! Marami po. Joke lang. Joke lang yun.
Yeah. So before I ask you for your parting message, pero may oras pa pala tayo kasi we started a little bit late. Ang tanong ko lang, let's go back to what you're doing as a VJ. Okay. So, tell me, what an ignoramus question, pero what is your feeling of doing it now at your age that you are doing what you call social media? Anong feeling mo?
Honestly po, there's a sense of fulfillment and purpose. Because po, our lives aren't just, for fun. Our lives aren't just for masabi lang or machika, because we really aim to spread awareness about mental health, and we really aim to spread positivity. Ngayon na po talagang pandemic at ang daming nangyayari, and we want to be a friend to everyone. It's very fulfilling. I am honored. I am blessed that God has given us this opportunity to, spread love to everyone. So,
naku, pwede ka ng Miss Universe. Dapat ito ang pinadala doon sa stage.
I-enjoyin ko na po si Rabia. Kung gano'n. Alis ka dyan, girl.
Yeah, that is actually the answer. Kasi so you really enjoy it. You really enjoy it. That is now your passion. That is now your passion. That is your passion. Right. Nice. So, ang pagdating na, because there is that, yung purpose mo is actually to serve, and it's mental health, and it's actually for wow, ako tuloy ang nabigla kung ano ang sunod na tanong sa iyo. Kasi nasagot mo yung nahirap. Now, how about this? Let's go back to what your family is doing. Kasi you mentioned that you grew up in a facility, and it is actually, in layman's term, it's a rehab, but we have what is it now, what you call the school? It's a school for?
School of
We don't
Hope.
call it a rehab.
Mental health facility.
It's a mental health facility. Now, tell us, what is your role or what is your contribution? Are you engaged in that, in the one that your family is doing?
Ever since when I was young, I feel like I'm engaged to it because I am in it. I live in it. And it's amazing po kasi nga as what I've said kanina, I saw the effects of the bad things to the people, and it made me realize that there's really hope nga po to the people. It's really amazing because yes nga po, I sometimes go there, I interact with them, I say hi to them, and I'm really glad that my parents put me into this place where I get to grow with values, with
Allow
hospitality.
your Tito Jess to ask you a stupid question. Hindi ka ba natatakot na ma-influence ka because you grew up, you are murang isipan?
Well,
Hindi
as
ka
you
ba
can see naman po, hindi naman po ako na-influence. Hindi naman po ako na-influence. Okay lang naman po ako ngayon. Nakakapag-ano naman po ako. Human capabilities naman po.
Pero I can see that is why you're so balanced. Ano of all the things, anong na-develop sa'yo? Anong na-develop sa'yo immersing yourself with people who are actually having problems?
Oh,
Anong na-develop sa'yo?
having compassion to the people and having respect to the people.
Oh, I love
Because
you.
tao rin po sila eh. They are people. It just come to think of it that they are people with mental health illness. Tao pa rin po sila. They get to get up every day, do basic stuff, and I'm really happy that, at one point I got to be one with them.
No, HR people listen to Nicole. A lot of our employees are actually telling us that they have some mental health. And Nicole is telling us only two things: compassion and respect. Naku, Nicole, I'm so proud. I am not only your Tito Jess, your Lolo will be very proud. Chairman will be very proud of you. Kanino ka kaya nagmana, hindi ko sasabihin kasi kasuntukin ako ng tatay mo kung kanino ka nagmana talaga. Siguro kay lola mo. Yeah. So just imagine, I'm asking actually ignoramos, stupid question and questions that are really difficult to answer, and you're able to answer it the perfectly. So actually it's respect and compassion. Right. Okay. So ano ang message mo sa mga your age muna, the Zillennials?
My age.
You know, Nicole, why I chose you? Kasi si Tito Jess ng dami. I would like sana to invite somebody who's in college. Di ba? I have friends. Pero sabi ko, somebody in college, yung nga sinasabi mo, job hunting na yan eh.
Job hunting.
Tapos hindi pa yung ideal. Femery Kabantak, I will ask, you have to meet your tita. She will love this kasi dapat yung discovery, it's at your age. HR people, listen to this. Yung discovery that you would like to squeeze the applicants is actually itong moldy yung development na ni Nicole. You're actually, Nicole, sabihin mo na nga yung edad mo. How old are you now?
17 po.
Yun. Yan tama yun. Yung nagde-develop pa. Uy, invite mo ako sa ano mo, ha?
Sige po.
Magsasayaw ako sa 21 girls. Okay. Now, so, makikita mo, how was that guy developed? So, bahala ka na dun sa CIBT mo. You use the STAR technique. I am now teaching Nicole, just listen. The STAR technique. But you must be able to squeeze from Nicole kung ano yung na-discover niya. So that you will be able to go to see if Nicole is fitted to your organization. Kasi meron na siyang she already had the effort to develop herself. Hindi yung gaya noon na school work, yung gaya sa akin, when I was developed, it was also naka-pattern. Ngayon, yung sina Nicole, mayroon silang self-led. What they will, just imagine, may menu eh. May menu ko na nung gusto. Di ba sa akin, wala akong gusto. Gusto ko ba talaga noon, ganito. Ayaw na daddy, gusto niya ganito. So sumunod ako. So dyan mo makikita na talagang the discovery stage, yung development stage is now different. Now it is incumbent on our part that we are able to get it from them and try to see if the person fits it. Sinabi ni Nicole, it's not the skill, it's the values. values. So Nicole, this time, what is your advice naman with your ka-generation?
Okay. I have a few advices, but one is simple lang. Pray. Turn your whines into prayers. Marami tayong nirereklamo and sometimes it's just nakaka-stress na po. So turn your whines into prayers or turn your angers into prayers. And guys, sometimes we don't need motivation, we just have to do it. Marami po ako nakikita sa Twitter na hindi ko na kaya to, kailangan ko ng motivation. Sometimes you don't need motivation, you just have to do it. And lastly, there is a lot of possibilities in life, chances and opportunities. I understand that life is hard, but enjoy your life right now and appreciate it. Because once you start to become happy, and you become happy, you become confident. Because our generation po kasi in a sense, we grew up with high expectations, a judgmental environment. And to what I said nga po kanina, enjoy your life right now because once you start to become happy, you become confident. From there, you would get to know yourself, you would unlock skills and talents, and that may lead you to your purpose or to the job that you're meant to be in.
Wow, Nicole! Diyos ko, ayaw kong sabihin na I don't know kung anong dapat gawin mo later on with what you want to be, but no, Kuya, I'm so proud. Your tito is so proud of you. Diyos ko talaga. Your tito is so proud. Guys, HR, try to listen and watch that segment. Kasi that is actually somebody telling their generation. And then from that, we can call what we are going to ask these people coming in. So that means that they have it. They still have that Filipino values. And then they are so collaborative. They are so, what do you call this? They reach with each other. Nakikita ko yun eh. Nakikita ko yan. So that means that sometimes ang mindset lang natin that the generation coming in is a burden, it's a problem. Hindi. Kasi makikita mo ngayon. That is actually the purpose of this episode. Okay, Nicole, can we ask you to do your parting message for what we just discussed? What is it that, although you already told us about what you would like to share to your ka-generation, but what are your thoughts? What can you tell us about this kalokohan ng Tito Jesse mo, wherein I have you as a guest here, and then tell us na try to think of the people, the HR, the people who are in charge of recruiting younger people. So, what is your message to them? Okay, have a thought. I know you're thinking. So, take up leaders, entrepreneurs, diba? Come after 5 years, they're now going to invite you, join the organization. What is your message to them? I would like to know. Sorry, Tito Jesse is really asking you to think.
Tito Jesse, you know what? Sa lahat po ng tinanong nyo, yan ang pinakamahirap. Joke lang.
Kasi may message ka na doon sa ka-generation mo. So what is your message now to the organizations, to the HR, to the leaders? Okay. So that they will understand you.
You know po kasi there's a barrier between boomers and the Zillennials or millennials. There's a barrier between it. We just want you to know that we are here to help. Please accept our creative ideas. Please accept us. Accept us fully, spiritually. Accept us. Think of it that we are here to help you. Since sabi niya, yun nga po, di ba, ang kabataan ano sabi ni Jose Rizal, ang kabataan ng future.
Pag-asa is the hope
ng bayan. Ayun ang kabataan ng pag-asa ng bayan. And we hope that you would accept us. Just equality, we are here to help. To become this world a better place.
Nako, ulit, sinuntok mo na naman kami. Yeah. Alam mo, actually, that the generational issue in the workplace is actually acceptance. Is actually trying to actually discern and then appreciate that everyone is unique And that, I love what you mentioned, Nicole.
Can
Yes,
I add
you
rin
are,
po na
yes.
since of course boomers and Zillennials, I'd want to encourage everyone also to my generation to become better leaders. Everyone is a leader. There's a leader in each and every one of us. And become better leaders for our next generation too. Let's set a good example for everyone. Yes.
Naku, perfect na talaga yung iyong message. Yeah, I know that. You know that. Narinig niyo na yun, nakakatakot yun kasi a young lady telling his generation to be leaders. So, all of us who are actually sitting must expect that when they come in, they are leaders.
Mhm.
They are on their own. So, yung unang sinabi ni Nicole, respect and accept. Ang pinakamahirap, just like Nicole, at this time, she's a VJ and she's doing a lot. Tapos she joins your organization and you start on controlling her, there will now be a problem. Kasi nga, diba? Napapasok ko si Nicole eh. Ano ang kanyang advice? All of you have to be leaders. Take note of that. So when they come in, they are actually that, they have that quality that they are empowered, they are unique, they know their skills, they know their contribution, they expect respect, and lastly, they are leaders.
And
Yan, I think,
learners. And learners. We also want to learn from you. Learners rin po kami.
yeah. So perfect. So alam na natin ang ating mga itatanong sa interview. Nicole, kulang ang 1 hour natin. Kulang ang 1 hour natin. Hugs to your dad. I am very sure 50-50. You got it from your mom and your dad, and siguro a lot from your lolo and your lola and your lola and your lola on the mother's side. I know that your lolo is an inventor here, the other one, your lolo is an entrepreneur here. So you got it. But you know, the genes is actually, mga sa tingin ko, mga 25%. 75% is actually your environment, the environment that you are in. You have to be thankful of that. And I'm so proud of you. And then the school, you have to thank the school kasi actually. So yun na nga, it's family, it's your genes, it's your school. Ang what really comes out is the person that you have to, as Nicole told us, respect and accept. Femery Kabantak, my dear friend, will be happy about this kasi I'm now starting to look into our research and the research and on the discovery. Napapasok kita, Nicole. You are my subject. The subject of a research in talent development is discovery. All of us leaders, all of us HR, you must have that research, especially if you're looking at the culture of your organization. What is that in that person that you're inviting to come in? Ano yung na-discover niya sa sarili? So yung mga tanong ko kay Nicole, it's actually difficult at nasagot naman, diyan mo na malalaman na si Nicole can fit into an organization that there is a spirituality, there is acceptance, there is respect. So kung alam mo naman ang organization mo, wala niyan, wag mo kunin si Nicole. Kasi in less than 3 months, aalis yan.
Mag-give up ako.
Give up yan. So that is the thing. So dapat titingnan mo naman kung talaga saan siya nag-grow, saan yung anong na-develop niya. So what are the positive things that we got from Nicole? She is self-led. She's doing things. Just imagine telling us that skills hunting rather than job hunting. So maybe Nicole is an influencer because she has a show and I'm talking to her. You know, Nicole, last time I talked on you, you have around mga 200 followers. Yeah. So that means nakaka-influence na siya ng 200 and you know, that's being shared and being live yun eh. That is being shared and being shared. Talo pa nga ako eh. So that means that particular mindset is now being taken in, putting into the system of of young people. So the future is now. Thank you, Nicole, for teaching us. We
Thank
learned
you
a
so
lot
much.
from you.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. Tito Boy? Wow, naging Tito Boy pala itong segment. Thank you
Yes,
po.
but
Thank you so much.
you're so good. But you know, yung parang malaman nila na, di ba, yung uh, uh, a bright kid, a diligent kid, a gracious lady from Cabuyao, coming from an upright and professional family. Ano ang makukuha? Ano ang makukuha ng isang organisasyon? Kasi that's actually, Nicole, the issues now in HR. The issues now in HR. Actually is, na nag-surface at nag-manifest during this pandemic. Nakikita nila that there are a lot of people that cannot really fit into the organization. So the problem is, where will you start? And I think the start is when they start inviting people to join, that is acquisition, they have to look into that. Ano ba talagang klase yung tao? And thank you, Nicole, for helping us so that HR people now will have to think of ways. I know they're very creative also on how they're going to improve their acquisition practices. Very good. Thank you, Nicole,
Thank
for
you
helping.
so much po. Thank you, TNC. Happy 1 year.
Yeah. Just be there because I would like to tell them their parting message. So, ladies and gentlemen, the future is now, and we can see it in Nicole. And what do we have? Keywords. They have values. They know their skills. They know themselves. And we have to be afraid because she was telling her peers to be leaders. So we have to be ready. And what was the plea? The plea was, we have to be respectful. Oo nga naman. We invited them, we recruited them, and then we don't actually respect them. We would like them to fit into what we have, which is actually not what really their development was. So I think that is the problem. Now we know how they grew up. What is the generation, what is the uniqueness of the generation. So we now have to make sure that we change our mindsets and the way we do things. And then the last one is acceptance. I love it. For each generation, from my generation, baby boomer, to the X generation, which actually I see is the concern, to the millennials, to the Zillennials. Here is the plea. That is acceptance. So when we think of culture, when we think of succession plan, when we think of discipline, when we think of teamworthiness, collaboration, let us go back to Nicole. Actually, I'll tell you, Nicole Drew, I think she's actually Nicole Gonzalez. What a wonderful lady. Telling us all these things. And if you notice it, she's so Christ-centered and spiritual. Take note of that. So you may wonder, why does HR Hotline invited a young lady? Malalim po. It's for us to have some thought. Stop, think of the future, think of the people that will join you. That is our job now. The future is here. Get it from Nicole. Ang galing ng first episode. I'm so happy. Congratulations ulit, the new channel, HR Hotline. I think it's on the 23rd. Will also have its 1 year anniversary. Thank you, June Gonzalez. Thank you, Zell Gonzalez, for raising a wonderful lady. Your Tito Jess, I am a family. Mommy Annie, every time that I need help, I go to Mommy Annie. I am so pleased and it's so wonderful that we are now looking into a young lady who is so beautiful inside and out. Diyos mabalos po, ito si Jessie Francis Rebustillo.